So this is a simple tool that I made, nothing more than a piece of pipe that I had welded onto a bar that fits in my hardy hole. These are Tong blanks, and I've marked where I want the jaws to be and where I want the pivot areas to be. The jaws being the front there, the pivot in between. Oftentimes when I'm doing offset operations and have to use two hands, I wish I had something that could apply back pressure. And so I think this pipe idea might do the trick. Forming a double offset is especially useful for certain types of tongs, and I need the bends though to be very tight, almost like a Z as I've drawn there. I apologize for this bad angle. I'll show this again from another angle a little bit later on. I could freehand this over my anvil edge or maybe use my bending jig, but I never get the consistency that I want. And I found this with the back pressure of the pipe to be very useful to keep that back bend very sharp. What I mean is, if I use my bending jig and I don't cool it in the right location, it'll deform in a way on the back end that's just not pleasing to me. And the few times that I've used this, I've found I'm a lot more consistent, though I'm still working out my technique. And I can probably avoid this step of having to bend the jaw back over if I lower the shank on this tool and make it closer to the anvil face, so that as I'm using the flatter, it'll make contact with the face and then so bend over naturally. Another simple advantage of using that tool is where the edge of the flatter hits the back end of the jaw, it creates a little notch. And so when I'm forming this offset here, it helps me to align things and makes for a lot cleaner of a tongue. I'll just take this pair of tongs to a certain point, and then I'll use that pipe tool on another tong and show you that again, but from a different angle. So this angle should be a little bit better. This is a somewhat bigger tong, and I'd like a little bit more offset, so I'll take another heat on each blank. As you can hear, I do cool the tong blank end, but when using this tool, I don't have to be very specific as I would have to be if I was doing it freehand, or like I said, when using my bending jig. When considering a tong size, that is the size of stock that it's going to hold, not only is the offset important, the larger the offset, the wider you can get the jaws, but also where you place the rivet. So you see on this pair, I've gone back a little bit more. The farther back you go, the wider you can get the jaws to open, as you can see here. So I'll take this pair a step further and work the jaws some. very clean. The only spot that gets a little ragged is the back end where it hits the pipe, as you can see right there. That will just take a few seconds to clean up. I like simple solutions, and so that pipe tool suits me perfectly. I just need to perfect it a bit. And I think it's something you might incorporate in your own work and not just for tongs. Catch you guys next time.